I'm back with another video and had to do a lot of research for some of this stuff. And I'm also putting the video in the description for everybody who want to see it. So there was a situation that I saw on Twitter when I was on Twitter. So this dude took it upon himself to break up a happy home or whatever, or make it public to know that a guy is racist. So he took his girl and had sex with his girlfriend and posted video on social media. And then everybody's making fun of the fact that this guy might be a mass shooter, or he might turn into a mass shooter because of um this guy's sleeping with his wife. So this is the reality of dating in the US. See, the side dudes, the players, they get to have as much fun as they want to. And when the men leave the country and say, I don't want you to do this to me, they call them all types of names and cowards, and they try to, mind trick them because they think that the guys that they can't control will believe their bullshit and will say, oh, I'm gonna stay here and let you possibly sleep with my wife or sleep with my girlfriend. They want control over these guys, but they don't know that guys are not females, so they don't believe them. See, I was looking at a couple guys who talking about, the PUA scene, and some of these guys are always talking about, you know, these women, these women can sense and sense, these women can sense what kind of man you are, so they take advantage of you. But why they can't sense that when a guy is abusive or being kind of overly messed up? Why can't they sense that? Why can't they sense a guy who has murderous intentions? Why can't they sense a guy who's gonna do something funny to their child? I mean, these guys want me to believe these the same type of women who has this so-called women's intuitions and ability to sense who's strong and who's weak. But every time you see on the news and every time you see in real life, these women are motionless and boring. Oh, no, motionless and broken by the men that they picked. So if they could sense these kind of things, weakness in men, they could have sensed that the guy that he was with is effeminate and he's weak himself. He just looks good on the surface. It's funny to me when these dudes, these PUA dudes, come out of nowhere with these analogies to only fit their narrative. But they don't understand that there's many men out here who's dating women in other cultures, and there's men here that bring their girls in America and they're still doing good. See, they don't want to point that out, just like they don't want to point out the Larry Wills situation or the Antonio Brown situation. They don't want to do that because it'll break their points up about the self-improvement and fix yourself and stop letting the hurt or the emotionally broken men. The men who are more emotionally broken are the men who going around sleeping with other people's wife and posting it online. This situation right here, you see, this man right here has this chick all over his social media. He obviously cared for her, right? So it's understandable that he wants to promote her as the girl that he's with and he love her. Now, we might call this guy a simp, and we might say all these different things, and rightfully so, he is a simp. And at one point, this is why a lot of guys don't date over here, because it could turn on them real fast. The laws could be used on them, like the same laws who allowed this white girl to kill her unborn child and gave her 20 days. This is the same society that they tell you to stay in, where women can kill your kid and get away with it. And then the judge says, oh no, you know, The judge can let somebody off because they're female or they're from a different race. So this gives these women so much power to do exactly what they want, because a man does something like this, he will be stuck in jail. This chick, there isn't no probation on her vagina to not have kids anymore. She just on probation not to get in trouble. But she can literally, how long she's on probation? She can literally have another kid and do the same thing over again, and I bet you she'll get off. But they're not going to tell you the dating in reality. The reality of dating here is this. You know, she get to kill kids. She get to kill babies and get off scot-free for it. But, so, can the dime game tell a judge, go up to the judge? Because lawyers are 10 times better than somebody who said they got dime game or the game. Can all the game guys who see something wrong with this, can they go to the courtroom and get her back in jail or put her in jail right now? Every female that did guys wrong, can they speak their way into getting her back, get her retrialed by another judge so she can proceed to be doing the time she's supposed to be receiving? No, they're not gonna care. See, the reality of dating women here is the fact is they give guys power to just sit on the sidelines while other guys have to suffer, because they benefit from it. They benefit from the suffering of other men. This is why you shouldn't listen to them. Every word that come out their mouth is a lie or some kind of trick and game. This is why they put so much emphasis on the game, dime game, and all this other stuff that they say. Oh yeah, I know the ring. They don't know how to operate under umbrella, except for other people who operate under that same umbrella. But when you got normal men and they talking about staying in their lane and whatever, the fact is, when you look at some of the women that they can get, when they doing it by themselves, they're women. When they do it outside of getting with women's wives, get with women's boyfriends. When you look at their counter of, when you look at they sexual counter with other women, it's usually with women who are loose, women who cheat on their husbands and boyfriends that look better than the dudes, look better than the females that they actually pursue outside of women in the relationships. This is why they love bragging about sleeping with people's wives. This is why they like bragging and talking about the sexual underground, because they benefit from that stuff. Oh, you shouldn't care about their body counts and stuff like that, because they want you to pay more than the next guy. They want you to pay more than they have to pay. Also, they're not going to show you the things that you need to see. How about this situation with where a woman, a famous woman, literally paid her daughter's way into college. But mind you, the women here said they the most educated. So who knows if their education is really authentic or not, because they can use their body and sexual nature to coerce the professors, and they not as smart as what their degrees subscribe them to be. Remember, there's a whole lot of so-called psychologists and counselors in with women, but they don't have a whole client list. There's a whole lot of women with all types of degrees, but they're not making $1 million from all the degrees they have. It's funny to me that all these women say they're the most educated in America when Canada has the best educational system. Japan has the second best educational system all around the world. So you're bragging about being the most educated in what, number 6 or number 5? So this exposed the college paywall But it's also exposed because as many women, as many people that don't talk about it, they sleep with their professors. They sleep with people in there to get those grades, to get their stuff done. But you want people to believe that they did it through hard work? This just showed you right there. So you want people to be you want to have men who are organic and authentic and have morals and a set of codes to date women who have no codes, or date ugly, fat, unattractive women, single moms, and you talking about they gonna stay in their lane. But in other races, you see the men, the equivalent of the men you telling stay in their lane, you see them with better looking women than the guys who so-called players in their communities. And that's in other cultures. So you see it right here. This guy right here. Then you see her put her page. She's a dancer. See what she looks like. Happier times. Funny that she has his picture on her social media. And then she goes around and sleep with a dude because the guy got offended. It's not because she got offended. It's because the black guy got offended because he was called the N-word by him. This is what I said. The dating in reality, the reality of dating here, effeminate men get to take your women and post it on social media to embarrass you because you hurt their feelings. Instead of approach you like a man and fighting you, they'll take your girl. And I told you in many of my other videos that this is how these dudes do. They go through they go through a female in order to get to the man, to hurt the ego of the man. This guy got so hurt by seeing a racist man call him an N-word, he literally slept with his wife for revenge. So imagine you an IT guy who has a high IQ, but you somehow found a nice looking woman. Then these dudes come along and go on her lustful nature, and then guess what? Sleep with your wife and post it on social media, or your girlfriend on social media. This is the reality of dating here, is that these dudes don't have to put as much work as you do. They don't have to put the ring on it. They don't have to be smart. They don't have to be intelligent. And they don't have to be nothing but be something that they create. They mirror what these females are. Remember, women have to put makeup on. Most women have to put makeup on just to look good, right? So ask yourself this. The split screen of what a woman have to do to put makeup on is what men have to do when they have to put muscles on. Because without the muscles, they can't get no girls. So women have to get fake implants and butt implants in order for men to give them more attention, right? Then, you got the guy on the opposite side. He has to have a big pipe. Without the big pipe, he won't get any women. A woman has to put on this fake characteristics in order to get men. Same thing with the guy. He got to put on this fake persona in order to get women. Some women have to wear revealing clothes in order to get men. Men have to wear certain clothes to get women. Women have to wear certain hairstyles to get certain men, to get men. These guys have to wear certain hairstyles to get women. The same styles that they think is popular with the ladies, they'll do it. Just like the women will do it. So we talking about groups of people who deserve each other, but they trying to add you in it so you can be a buffer between them. This is the reality of dating here. Part two. And I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you the video in the description about the whole situation. You had the effeminate man who fit a description that women like. He got mad because a guy called him the N-word and decided that, let me see if this woman is gonna sleep with me for revenge against my own fiance. This is the reality.